Hey, what's up guys? Sir Emanon here, bringing to you today the long-awaited Lunalight Orcust combo and test hand video. I do apologize, this is slightly delayed, some real life stuff got in the way and I've been a bit busy, but we're back here and bringing the video as promised. So yeah, this is actually going to be not as much of an in-depth combo guide. I'm not gonna do like 10 or so plus combos like I did in videos past, like previously. But I will be doing a couple of combos here and there just to showcase a baseline sort of foundational like layout of how the deck operates post Banlist, in case you guys aren't up to date or just are curious on how I approach the deck. And we're actually going to be doing quite a bit of test hands towards the end of the video just so you guys can get a feel for the natural flow of the deck, which I feel is very important because there is a lot of flexibility, as you guys will see even in the like standard template like 2 to 3 card combos. There's a lot of variability and things that you can do to adapt as far as like what your end board can be or what you want to play around as far as like your opponent's disruptions. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider going into any format. And as far as, you know, just trying to be able to play out your entire hand, especially because we don't have Mermaid anymore, it's very important that we are able to like play with, you know, everything that we have as far as all the resources that we have access to. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the combos. So this first one is going to be how the new sort of Chick Tiger combo works. You're never really going to see people do this combo. The only reason I'm showcasing it is just to, you know, demonstrate how important Mermaid was as far as, you know, allowing for efficient use of card economy and what we have to kind of, you know, go through to achieve our win condition for this specific Orcust build. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into it. So first what you're going to do is obviously normal summon Cloud Chick as per usual, and we're going to send the Yellow Martin. Whoops, that's not sending it to grave. We're going to send it to grave with Cloud Chick's effect. Then we are going to scale the tiger and bring it back off of the tiger's effect. And you are going to overlay these two into a Force Tricks for this specific combo. You normally want to go for Nyarla Azathoth, of course, but in this combo you don't have the resources to do that. Simply because, like, not only are we not assuming that we don't have any monsters in hand to like freely pitch, but even if we did, we just don't have a way to reliably access Curious without an extender, which is what we'll get into with the next combo. So yeah, this deck now, in order to be safe with its combos, like, you want to go into Nyarla Azathoth pretty much every hand, right, to play around things like main deck Nibiru or, you know, just the slew of hand traps that are floating around the format. But because of the fact that we need an extender now in order to get to that play, like to get to the Azathoth while still maintaining the Curious line of play, it becomes a lot more difficult to like do that in a vacuum as far as like just, you know, a contained 2 or 3 card combo, which is why I'm not really a fan anymore of doing, you know, combos like this, because like, yeah, it's still possible to like go into the Orcust play with just the Chick Tiger play, but how often are you really going to go into Force Tricks right away as opposed to, you know, going Nyarla Azathoth just to be safe? Like, it's nice if, you know, you're able to do this, but you can't guarantee that your opponent will, you know, just have nothing, because that's kind of not really how the format is right now. So definitely just consider, you know, the fact that you need to really be wary of, you know, anything that your opponent might have coming your way in the form of hand traps, because they are still very much prevalent even in game 1, so you have to definitely be mindful of that. But anyway, enough rambling there, just showcasing this basic combo. So yeah, we're going to detach our Yellow Martin off of the Force Tricks because we need to bring it back, of course, and we're going to search the Zephyros, the Elite here. Then we're going to use Yellow Martin's Graveyard effect to target the tiger, return it to our hand, and special summon it, before link summoning using these 2 monsters as material into a Barricade Borg blocker. So for those of you guys who aren't aware about how this card operates, basically the reason why we can activate its effect on summon even though we don't have any continuous field spells in our graveyard at the moment is that it checks if we have that condition in the graveyard at the end phase and not on activation. So basically what this effect is trying to do is you're discarding a card in order to apply the effect that during the end phase it'll check at that point. It doesn't check right away, but what it's trying to do when you discard is, you know, say like apply the condition like I just mentioned you, that during the end phase, then it's going to, you know, try and see if it has a valid target to add back. But because, you know, of the way it's worded, it doesn't try to add back immediately or even like check like, it's not part of the activation requirement. It's not like before the semicolon as far as, you know, the discard, as well as, like, you know, if you have a continuously field spell in your grave at the time. But that's why we can freely just activate its effect to discard a card to get cards like Zephyrs out of our hand in this specific case. So yeah, after doing that, we're going to rescale a tiger and bring back the Kaleido Chick. We're going to use Kaleido Chick's effect again to send specifically Emerald Bird here, and we're going to use Zephyr's effect to bounce the tiger back to our hand, special summon it, take 400, and then we're going to rescale the tiger and bring back the Emerald Bird. Then we're going to overlay our 2 Lunalight monsters into the Nyarla here. It is a bit late, but at least this provides insurance on like Valor or Ash on Curious, in case your opponent is holding out for, you know, the Curious on a play. So yeah, there is something to do, but obviously this doesn't really play around Nibiru very well, and your opponent could have hand trapped you at an earlier point. So not the most ideal usage, but it is a way to utilize Nyarla. So we're gonna use its second effect to swap materials and put the 4 Strix underneath it. Then we are going to utilize the Emerald Bird's effect to target the banished Yellow Marten and bring it back to the field. And then we're going to slap the Azathoth on top of the Nyarla. So better late than never, I guess, but you could also opt to just save this at a later point since you end up with the same number of monsters anyway, and you can still make Curious regardless. But if you wanted to be safe as far as making sure Curious specifically resolves, then that's fine too. You could do it this way. But like I said, this is a very, very, you know, weak way to do the combo, so it's largely not super relevant, but these are the types of things that you kind of want to think about when going through your combo lines. So yeah, things to consider. But we're going to go ahead and use 3 of our monsters here. We do want to use the Barricade Board blocker to go ahead and summon the Curious. We just want to put it in the EMZ. It's totally fine. And Curious will send a Orcust card. We typically want to send a Harp here because of reasons that I'll delve into a bit later. And we are going to obviously mill 3, but in this specific video, for the purposes of demonstrating a combo that's contained, I'm not going to do that. But obviously you mill 3. You might hit extenders, you might hit dead cards, but you're not really going to hit anything that's super detrimental unless if you hit literally every Orcust monster in your deck. And there are times where like milling Babbling Crescendo could hurt, but again, we're assuming that, you know, nothing is going to benefit us off the Curious mill, but nothing's going to harm us either. So in the majority of cases, that's a fair assumption, but just be mindful. Again, that's another spot where you have to adapt. And if you're watching this video as far as trying to learn how to play against the deck, definitely hit the Curious with like your impermanence and stuff. That's the definitive choke point. Especially if you're in a blind game 1 scenario. If you're in games 2 and 3 and you want to hit this deck, you can like play no material and stuff, and that works pretty well too. But anyways, we're going to go ahead at this point and utilize our Orcust engine so we can go ahead and banish the Harp to summon our Orcust Nightmare from the deck. And from here we have a couple of lines of play. So the first thing you can do is just go for the you know, the old school Orcust play. So using the Zephyrs as well as the Orcust Nightmare to go into the Galatea, using the Curious and the Galatea to go into either the second Galatea or the Long Girsu, depending. I have Long Girsu in here because of some things that I want to kind of demonstrate. That's also why this extra deck looks really weird and there's like no Boro Sword and stuff. It's purely for the purposes of comboing. Don't actually copy that extra deck. It's not a real extra deck. But we're going to go ahead and banish our Orcust Nightmare from the graveyard to send ourselves the Symbol Skeleton, which we will immediately banish to activate its effect and bring back the Galatea here. Next, we're going to overlay the Dingirsu on top of the Long Girsu and attach the Symbol Skeleton to it. And then we're going to activate Galatea's effect, and we can target either one of these materials to bring back and set ourselves the Crescendo. Whoops, we're not going to banish that face down. We want it set to our field. So yeah, that's like the like old school sort of Orcust build. Now you'll notice this is pretty weak actually. A lot of people are playing cards that bypass Dingirsu, things like Cosmic Cycle to like force Crescendo and stuff. Like Mind Control is a very easy way to like beat Crescendo. Instant Fusion for like Thousand Eyes Restrict beats it, like Vishuda beats it. So like there's a lot of cards that beat a single Crescendo and, you know, nothing else. Which is why, again, like you're often going to have more than this, and, you know, just the basic 2-card combo isn't really enough anymore, as sad as that might be. But even with this specific scenario, you have ways around that. So we're going to go ahead and quickly reset the game state to Okay, so we've rewound back to this point, and I'm going to show you the alternate line of play. So after you make your Galatea with the Zephyrs and the Orcust Nightmare here, what you can do is you can actually use Orcust Nightmare's Graveyard effect to actually, instead of sending the symbol, whoops, dueling book please, you can send the World Legacy World Wand instead. And from this position, you can use World Wand to bring back the, it doesn't actually matter which one you bring back, because you're actually going to end up having both engraved anyway. But yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to use Galatea to shuffle back specifically the wand. And it's very important to do it this way, to go ahead and set your Babel. And this is generally a stronger play. So yeah, you're going to go ahead and have your Babel on your field. Then you're going to overlay your Dingirsu on top of your Galatea. And attach your Orcust Nightmare here. Then you can just go ahead and utilize these two to go ahead and make IP Masquerena. So basically what you have here is a double interruption with Masquerena. So what you can do is you can use Orcust Nightmare to send a copy of Symbol Skeleton. Symbol will banish itself during your opponent's turn. This is all during your opponent's turn, of course, to summon your Dingirsu for a send. And then you have Masquerena to be able to go into a variety of options. So the first is, obviously you can go Unicorn. You'll have cards in hand, so you can just spin stuff back that's threatening. You can use those two instead to go for a long Girsu, since you're using Dingirsu as one of the materials. And the cool thing is that this sets up already nicely for long Girsu's effect. Whether or not they summon to the zone that Curious points to, or the zone that long Girsu points to, you can interrupt them that way for another send, which is pretty cool, and it recycles your engine as well. The other thing you could do is use all these materials for something that pure Orcust plays, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it in this deck, but it is an option, and you can go for Topologic Zeroboros. So you still have this Harp in your graveyard that you haven't used yet. So what you could do is you could use Harp to summon, like, say, if you played a second copy of Nightmare in here, because right now I'm out of targets for it, but theoretically if you have a second Nightmare, you could like summon the second copy of Nightmare here, and then just banish the entire field, and it'll come back, and you still have a graveyard. It's like not a great graveyard setup because you don't really have a way to recycle resources, but that's why I said I'm not too big of a fan of this card in this deck, but if you wanted to do that, then it's definitely an option. But yeah, you have a lot of ways to utilize a IP Masquerena, so definitely want to make that clear, and those combos only get a little bit more expansive as we get into the extenders. So the only other combo I really have to showcase for you guys is if you draw an extender with this play. This is kind of just a basic understanding of like how the deck can kind of branch out, and then we'll go into a more realistic combo with an extender after we clean up here. See you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So this is going to be the combo with Chick Tiger and any extender that nets you a card in the graveyard. So cards like, say, Nessie and Jackalope obviously work. If you want to play the Time Thief engine, you could definitely do that as well. And actually the Time Thief engine is a little bit different as far as what it can allow you to do if you have like other cards, but yeah, I'm going to showcase just this basic combo. So yeah, what you're going to do is normal summon the Collider Chick as per usual. Then you can go ahead and send the copy of Yellow Martin to grave. You can scale your Tiger, bring back the Martin with its effect, and then overlay into your Nyarla. Now this is assuming you don't really have a hand that's worth using Jackalope's effect with, which is fine. There are hands that come up where you don't want to like relinquish them, or like, and you can't afford to set them either for whatever reason, which is fine. Like sometimes you just want to discard this off the Nyarla's effect, which is okay, and then trigger the Jackalope that way, or the Nessie, which would get you a Jackalope, and you'd do the same thing. Like you would just use its effect at that point. But yeah, anyway, after you summon off your extender, you can go ahead and use Nyarla's second effect to swap your materials, which triggers Yellow Martin's effect to grab you a Search for your Serenade Dance right here. After which point you can go ahead and summon your Azathoth. So you notice that this is the 5th summon in this combo line. Depending on when you can summon your extender, like say it was a Nessie actually, and you just got like a Jackalope to your hand, then in that case you can actually afford to do something a little bit different, where like you send an Emerald Bird first, and then you trigger Emerald Bird instead of Yellow Martin. Emerald Bird would summon back the Chick, and Chick would dump your Yellow Martin. This way, you don't have to actually utilize Barricade Board Blocker, and you can like save up on some material there. It is worth noting that like you won't be able to use Zephyrs in that specific combo unless if you have other other cards to play with. But it is a little bit more efficient if you want to like save Zephyrs for a later point. So that is something definitely to consider. But if you're in a position where like you can't summon your extender like after the Azathoth, like you have to do it at a trigger point like Jackalope for example, then this is like the safest way to play around Nibiru and all the other hand traps at the same time. So again, a lot of things to consider, but yeah, like if you wanted to do the other way and not like forsake the Serenade Dance in favor of just going for sort of like a more conservative route as far as like preserving your grind game, I wouldn't fault you for that. That's definitely a play that you can do. But yeah, at this point, we're going to go ahead and utilize our extender and our Azathoth and go into a Barricade Board Blocker and discard our Serenade Dance this time around. So you notice this card is very, very crucial for getting these cards that would otherwise be stranded in our hand out of our hand. And that's very, very important as far as unlocking the capabilities of getting the cards that are graveyard centric, to be online as quickly as we can with the loss of Mermaid. And that's what I outlined in my, what if Mermaid gets banned video, as far as Mermaid being important not only just to access the Orcust engine, which was, I guess, convenient in and of itself, but it was important just because it allowed you to get cards out of your hand, which I think a lot of people really overlooked who, maybe weren't as familiarized with the way that the combo lines were going at that point. But anyways, I digress. We're going to utilize Yellow Martin's effect now, and bring it back to the field after targeting our tiger to bounce it to our hand. And then we're going to go ahead and rescale the tiger to bring back the Collider Chick. You can basically send whatever you want at this point. It's not really that consequential, but if you wanted to, you can send a second Yellow Martin or a copy of Emerald Bird, whatever you so desire. It's totally okay. Then you're going to go ahead and overlay your two Lunalight monsters into a copy of Force Strix, which you will promptly use to detach a material. Doesn't matter which one here, because you already used Martin. And you're going to go ahead and search the copy of Zephyrs the Elite. Next up, you're going to banish your Serenade Dance and get the Zephyrs out of your hand to summon any Lunalight name. We can just go ahead and summon Emerald Bird if we wanted to. Doesn't really particularly matter once again. At this point, we can actually go ahead and go for our Curious with our 3 monsters that have different types, but the same dark attribute. And we're going to go ahead and once again send our copy of Harp Horror. And we're going to mill 3, of course, with this effect because it is mandatory. But again, for the purposes of this combo video, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to interfere with anything that might disrupt the options that we have available to us. So we're going to go ahead and use our Zephyrs Engrave to bounce the tiger back because we haven't used it yet. And we're going to go ahead and scale our tiger to bring back our any Lunalight monster, really doesn't matter which one. So from here, you have quite a wide variety of plays available to you. So yeah, what you can do here is you can make a rank 4. This is the first option. You can make a rank 4 here. And whoops. You can go ahead and summon like a Dweller if you want, because Orcust and Salamangreat are still very popular, and this deck, you might run into here and there at like regionals and stuff, and YCSs as well. Like this deck is definitely still in contention for one of the more popular decks. You can also go for Evil Swarm Nightmare, Tornado Dragon if you wanted to. If you wanted to like summon Tornado Dragon, you could theoretically pop your tiger and get like another monster, so you can like end on like the full sort of Orcust play. But I don't recommend ever really popping tiger if you don't have a second one or like a way to get another one. Reason being is that like it's your follow-up, like it's what you rely on to close the game all the time. So I would really almost never recommend doing it this way, because like you don't have auto win boards like you did previously. Like the last time I would be a fan, like a proponent of like popping tigers when like Rusty was still legal, and like you would be able to do insane boards with that. But yeah, just the way that the deck is nowadays, like you are very, very much trying to grind and outgrind your opponent. So would not recommend popping your own tiger. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and use our Harp now to get into the Orcust stuff. And you'll notice that this is a very familiar position from the last time. So you can go ahead and summon your Galatea here with the Curious and the Nightmare. You can use Curious's effect, or not Curious's effect, Nightmare's effect to go ahead and banish yourself to send the Wand. And in this case, like, well, from here you could just like use Galatea to set Crescendo and end it here. But that's kind of also a little bit weak. Generally, Masquerena is pretty powerful as far as, you know, combos that you can do with it. So yeah, wand will bring back one of your Orcusts. You'll shuffle back the wand off of the Galatea to go ahead and set your Babble. So you'll next overlay your Dingirsu and attach your other Orcust monster, and then you'll link summon with these two for IP Masquerena. So you have pretty much the same options as last time. You have Nightmare on your opponent's turn to send symbol. You can symbol target Dingirsu for a send, and then you can go Unicorn. You could theoretically like use Harp if you want to go for the Zeroboros. So yeah, that's like one thing you could do. So we're gonna go ahead and quickly rewind back to the other point. Alright guys, so quickly rewinding back to this state. What you can actually do at this position is go ahead and summon an Appaloosa for 2 materials. Oops, that's 2. So you have 2 negations there, and then you can go ahead and do your Orcust stuff afterwards. So you can go ahead and use your Harp Engrave to summon your Nightmare, and then go into a copy of Galatea. Then you can use Nightmare to do pretty much the same thing. I don't think Crescendo with Appaloosa is like powerful enough, because like they can just run over your Appaloosa, and you know, they can force Crescendo pretty easily as well. It's also like kind of rough with like, it's kind of rough like when it's low attack and you don't have Dingirsu on the board. But like if you have another monster, you can kind of protect it with Dingirsu, and that's okay. But yeah, at this stage, assuming we don't have anything else, we can go ahead and banish the World Wand and bring back an Orcust monster. Use Galatea to shuffle back the World Wand. It's just like the same thing. Like all these IP combos are pretty much the same. So we're gonna go ahead and set our Babble to our side of the field, and then overlay our Dingirsu to attach the other Orcust monster before link summoning into IP Masquerena right there. So you have the same options. Once again, you can go into Longirsu, which is pretty cool because, like, again, you have like the arrow that you can utilize from your opponent, as well as the way it's configured. You just put Longirsu like in the middle here, and it basically like locks out your opponent's extra monster zone for a little bit, which is a pretty good deterrent. It's a decent enough stop. You have Longirsu as well to help you out there. You have Longirsu as well, and again, you have the interruption in, you know, the symbol revived Longirsu. So pretty good stuff there. And or did I say Longirsu? Again, I meant to say Unicorn. You have Unicorn as well, so yeah, you have like those options. It is worth noting that like all these boards are made stronger if you have like another extender. Basically, like what it allows you to do is just freely go for like, you know, Dingirsu with Galatea as well as, you know, the IP play. So like you can just have more options. Like if you open, say, like a Babble as well, or like open a Crescendo, you can like fetch the other and then like end on a protected board. You know, just a lot of other things. So yeah, hopefully this will give you guys a sort of like baseline foundational approach to the deck. And now we're gonna just do some test hands. Alrighty guys, so I do want to reiterate here again that this extra deck especially is for the purposes of, you know, just showcasing combos. So you won't have space most likely to fit everything in here, but I do just want to, you know, showcase like the different lines of play, hence why I kind of like fit everything as much as I could, just to showcase like the different options that we have. So again, we want to just get a feel for the deck and what it has to offer. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do, let's go ahead and go for like, I'll do 10 test hands, just, we have the time, so might as well just do it. Alright, so let's hit reset. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. Oh, I think we have to like perform an action. All I'm trying to do is prove that I'm like not rigging it, and here it just does this. Perfect! Alright, let's just go ahead and quit, and then do this. There we go. Alright, so this hand is like pretty much the Chick Tiger Jackalope hand, but like you have Perfume as well. So there's a number of ways you can actually play this. It's not necessarily super straightforward. So like what you can do is like summon you can summon Chick obviously, and in this specific case, like I mentioned earlier, since we can't control the timing of our extender, we're most likely going to go ahead and send the Yellow Martin. Now you can like opt to play around Ash as well if you wanted to. But like, so like if you use Perfume's a graveyard effect, then like you kind of lose to Ash a little bit. But it's not entirely bad because we already have like so much extension, so like it's not, you know, it's not the worst thing. So here, I would honestly just like, if they have the Ash, they have it. It's like not that big of a deal because we have this as a backup. So I just kind of like want to save up on just monsters here. So we can go ahead and banish the perfume to discard this Jackalope and search our tiger, and then trigger Jackalope to summon this. We can overlay these two for the Niarla, and Niarla's second effect can swap materials, and we'll trigger our Martin. Now it kind of sucks if we do it that way because like realistically you do want to like send your or discard your Serenade Dance off like your perfume and stuff, but like if you want your Niarla to be live and you don't have any other monsters in your hand like I did in that specific case, then that is something you kind of just have to forego. Like you can't win it all sometimes. So we have Azathoth here as our 5th summon. So yeah, at this point we haven't used Tiger at all yet, so that's pretty good. We can just go ahead and bring back our Collider Chick. We can send pretty much whatever we want. I like to keep the Emerald Bird in case we hit it off Curious, just like a lucky sort of mill there. But yeah. So it's best if we don't use Barricade Board Blocker before Curious. That's something else I should note here. Because it allows us to like be a little bit more flexible with like our timing with like getting Serenade Dance out of our hand and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, we can do this pretty safely here. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our Orcust stuff now. And we are gonna mill 3 in these cases. Right, so we got the symbol in here, which like, isn't too bad because we play the wand anyway, so like not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and just activate Tenki here. And then we can scale this tiger. We already used this one. I'll just denote them with markers here. So this tiger can bring back a Collider Chick. And we haven't used Martin yet, so we can just bounce with Martin. That's supposed to be in defense, but Dueling Book is being a little annoying. That's fine. We can go ahead and summon our Force Strix at this point and search our Zephyr since we still have access to it. And then we can use Tiger to bring back any Lunalight name, doesn't really matter which one it is. At this point we can go for a Barricade Board Blocker play right over here. We can get the Serenade Dance out of our hand. And yeah, so we can go ahead and use Serenade to discard this Zephyros. And we can get this Clutch Gabber deck. We can send Emerald Bear at this point if we want to, it's fine. So yeah, there's a number of things that you can do here. We got a lot of options. So I guess the first thing that you can do is you can go Appaloosa for 2 if you wanted to. It's fine because it'll be protected. I want to actually do it right over here. So yeah, we haven't used our Zephyrs yet, so we can go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna take the damage in these hands because like when you click reset deck, it doesn't reset life points, and I don't really feel like doing that. So I hope you all can understand my laziness, pretty much. Okay, so what we can do here is we can actually use Tornado Dragon if we wanted to. The problem is like we don't really have a great way to make a rank 4 afterwards without like utilizing our Orcust. So like we can just like make a rank 4 here, and that's like totally okay. And we still have Orcust set up, so that's fine. So like it just depends on if you want to do IP Masquerena, if you want like Crescendo. That's not what you can summon off of that. But yeah, it just highly depends on how you what you value in like the plays that are involved. So let's go ahead and use our Nightmare to send a wand and banish the wand to bring back this. Options. Okay, so we can actually go for a long Yursu here. And yeah, we can go symbol to revive the Galatea. We can yeah, we can overlay Dingirsu. Oh, you have to use Galatea first, obviously. I'm like trying to think too far ahead. So you use Galatea, and then we can go Babel or Crescendo. Like we can just leave it here and then just do like Crescendo, or we can go Babel. If we had another monster, this would be like insanely good, but that's okay. We're obviously gonna attach our symbol after our Dingirsu. So you can go like IP with Longirsu and Dingirsu, and that's okay. You have like a number of things that you can choose to do. So yeah, like you could also just leave it here and just ensure that your Appaloosa doesn't die. So yeah, lots of options, and if you want to go a crescendo route, then like it's a lot easier and a lot safer. You don't really have to think too much about IP, but yeah, like this is kind of just, you know, what you can do with that sort of setup. So we'll go into test hand number 2. I'm just gonna try and run through these as quickly as I can. Okay, so yeah, this hand isn't like the most explosive, but we can be a little greedy here if we want it to be. So like the greedy way you would do this is like you would search a yellow martin and then use emerald bird. That is again that's quite risky because like we're just trying to fish for an extender at this point. Okay, so that's like not a good draw here, but that's fine. We can go ahead and grab our Serenade Dance. So yeah, basically this is just the standard like Lunalight play without like any extension. So yeah, we'll just demonstrate this again. So Niara's first effect will get this harp out of our hand, and then we can use the second effect of Niara to swap materials. And Emerald will bring back the Martin, and we're still under 5 summons, so it's okay. So yeah, we can make Azathoth on top of this if I can get it here. And then we can go ahead and make our Barricade Board blocker, ditching this Serenade out of our hand. We're actually in like an okay position because we have an Orcust in our grave, and we were able to use our Martin 1 monster later than we normally did. So that's alright too. So yeah, let's go ahead and use our Force Strix. So it's like with the basic Lunalight combo, but we were actually able to you know, not forsake the Azathoth line, which is pretty important. So yeah, like you just want to go for Azathoth like in pretty much every hand. So we have Serenade Dance here that we can use to get Collider Checkout. That's totally fine. We just have like a ton of Lunalight names, honestly. So we can go Curious. I haven't used Zephyrus yet. I'm trying to think. Let's see. So we don't even have to use Curious there if we don't want to. Like we could like Appaloosa with like these 3. And then we could like just use our Zephyrus Engrave and then do the Orcust play that way. So that's like an option you can choose to do. You can also just choose to do Curious and send like a Nightmare. That way you have like wand and symbol setup, like just guaranteed. Yeah, so if you want to do it this way, this is how you would do it. So like you would use Zephyrus, bounce Tiger, rescale it, summon this back. So like you can go rank 4 and like do the same play as the other combo. So yeah, it's like basically the same as like the other combo almost. So you go rank 4 first, and then you can go symbol off the harp, and then you could go wand off the Nightmare, and then you can bring this back. These can go into a Galatea. And you can go for a Longirsu as well. If you want to do it this way, you can go like symbol revive Gala, and like overlay Dingirsu. So it's like I'm just gonna showcase a variety of routes you guys can do. Like this is obviously up to you guys' choosing, as far as what you want to end on. It's like what you see fit. So yeah, you can go ahead and shuffle back with Galatea and then select your Crescendo. So like you obviously could have done Babel and the IP Masquerade play in this hand too. Like these hands can just do pretty much anything you want, and that's kind of like the whole point. But like, what I was alluding to earlier is like you can use the Barricade, the Force Strix, and like the Spare Lunalight. You can go into Appaloosa. Can I like rewind all of that? I'm gonna try. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and like try and just rewind all of this. So we had this, we had a Force Strix, I believe, and we had a Lunalight name. It was like something along the lines of this. So yeah, you could like use these, oops, for an Appaloosa for 3. And you wouldn't have this Nightmare in circulation, so you'd have to kind of like redo all of that. Or undo all of that, and like these 3 Alpha Curious would not be in the grave, like the Foolish, the Called By, and the Mothman, but luckily they don't really interfere with anything. So you haven't used Zephyr, so you can use it there. This has 3 counters on it. Or they're not counters, but you know, like it's 3 negations. It's 2400. So you can go ahead and do the combo this way, where it's like just the basic Orcust setup. Yeah, and because you have the extra monster here, you can actually afford to like just send Symbol instead of the wand. So that's pretty nice as well. Yeah, you can like go Symbol and revive the Gala, and Gala can go ahead and you can actually grab Babel if you want to, like another interrupt, which is pretty cool. You can also go Crescendo. Again, lots of variables, lots of options. You just have plenty of things you can do. But yeah, this is like another play you can do with that hand. There's like even more you can do. Again, like I haven't even shown the IP like routes, but this is more just showcasing like how to play out of like the initial part, and then you can just kind of end on whatever you need to. So we'll do the 3rd test hand. Yeah, I think I'll just do 10 because why not? All right, so this hand is a little weirder. Like you could go Foolish to get your Lunalight play started, and then like you can, you know, fish some more cards, which I'm kind of tempted to do. I'm not gonna lie. You could also like reserve this Foolish for a you can reserve the Foolish for an Orcust play and just try and dig for the Lunalight setup. The problem is like relying on dangers for variants is like a sort of a risky strategy, and like I generally don't like doing that. I just like to be, you know, I like to be a bit more consistent, but I guess we could like showcase just like if we do get lucky. If we get lucky, then I can like show the full thing. So yeah, we'll go 1 through 4. I just want to like mix it up a little bit. Of course we hit ourselves when I'm even sniping in practice. So we'll use Jackalope. Alright, so getting Perfect Engrave, like it looks like it sucks, but it's like not actually the worst. Oops. Oh, especially because we drew 10k, so that's fine. So we can go ahead and grab Emerald Bird. We can gonna normal summon it, and then pitch this to draw 1. And we have Serenade Dance as well. So we have a Call by the Grave now, which is pretty nice in the event that our opponent tries to hand drop us. So we can go ahead and search our Tiger. Oops, that we don't want to special summon it. Yeah, so we can go ahead and so this is like where it gets a little bit weird. Is like you ready? This Nyarla ready is your 4th summon. So like if you want to do the swap materials play and like use Emerald Bird, like you do get the extra monster, which like makes life easier as far as Curious is concerned. But like then you're playing a little bit of a gamble as far as if they main deck Nibiru, and if they main deck Nibiru, you're a little bit sad. Like not terribly sad because you still have a call like not Call by the Grave, but you have a Foolish Burial still as extension, and you haven't used Martin yet, and you still have like Serenading Grave, so it's like not the worst thing, but it does like hinder your setup ever so slightly. But you know, we could do this just because I kind of want to demonstrate what you can do with like Griffin plays as well. So you can like swap materials, use Emerald Bird, and then go into Azathoth, even though it's your 6th summon. You can't win them all. Sometimes it happens. But yeah, anyways, we have Curious, so we can send like an Eradicator here. In the middle 3. Ooh, we hit the Babel, which kind of sucks. So yeah, we kind of have to adapt a little bit there. Normally you want to set Babel, especially with what's it called? With the Eradicator play. So this kind of limits our options, and it kind of limits our plays with IP Masquerena as well. So that definitely hurts a bit, but it's not the end of the world. We still have Crescendo, so it's fine. As long as we didn't mill both, it's okay. So we have Martin still. We can go ahead and utilize these to our advantage. And we can make our Zephyros, or search our Zephyros, making our Force Tricks. And we can go ahead and banish the Serenade Dance to get this out of our hand. Special summon, and then we can make our Barricade Borg blocker right here. We haven't used Zephyrs yet, so we can just do this now. We want this World Wand out of our hand for sure. So we can go ahead and make Griffin to target Eradicator and get this out of our hand. We can draw another card. Alright, we drew another Tenki, but you know, follow-up plays for next turn, so not too bad, not the worst. Alright, so you have a tiger here, and yeah, so now we can go ahead and use Foolish to get our Orcust stuff online. So yeah, we can go ahead and we can do a number of things with this as well. I was trying to think. Alright, so yeah, we have access to the Orcust play here, so we can just go ahead and do that. And oh, I wanted to do the cool play, like where you can summon Harp off the wand and go Nightmare, which you could do if you wanted to, but like you're forsaking the you're making Galatea not alive because of that. That's fine though. We can just go ahead and use these for a long Gyusu, and then Symbol can banish itself to bring back the Galatea. Galatea can go ahead and shuffle back. Well, we haven't used wand either, have we? So let's actually backtrack a bit. Oops, so that's on our field still, and we have this like chick here. So is there a way we can do it? No, there's no way we can like still do like the Evil Swarm Nightmare stuff that I wanted to do, but that's fine. We can do it like this way if we wanted to. Just so like we can get Harp back in our grave. Yeah, we could do it that way. And yeah, because like regardless, we're gonna need to have a an Orcust name. Oh yeah, I had the symbol that was still banished. I was like looking for it. But yeah, like you would have a symbol in there still. And then Galatea would fetch you your Crescendo. And then you have a Dingirsu as well. So yeah, you still have like a decent amount of plays here because like, you have Eradicator. Like, it's a little bit of a waste, like because this Skychick is going to die. So like you could opt just to not use the World Wand and like utilize your Lunalights instead. So like you're one monster short of like creating an absurd board, because like what you would do is like, you know, you'd have this here and like put Evil Swarm Nightmare, or like if you had another Tiger, like you could, you know, make Dweller up here, which would be really nice. So yeah, we're gonna do number 4 now. No stops, no fast forwarding, no cuts, no edits. Makes it easier for me to edit, so that's nice. Anyway, so yeah, this hand is pretty good. It does kind of lose Ash a little bit, but you know, you do what you gotta do. Alright, so yeah, what we're gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves double searches. Yeah, so we're gonna normal summon Chick. I think we're gonna want to, we could do a bit of an interesting play here. Actually, you know, this works out pretty well for us because of the way that this was set up. So yeah, we can actually like, you know, if for some reason an Ash is there, we could just like do it this way. So like we can swap mats. We don't have to use Nearless first effect because we have danger still. And then that triggers the Martin, and then we have this here. Okay, so we can like set Crescendo and start firing off dangers. So we'll fire off Snake. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, of course we hit it. We're very good at sniping our own dangers. That's very fun. Let's think. We still need to access our Orcust lineup, so like we're not really going to go Eradicator here. Well, Eradicator is a lot less consistent, so like I've actually dropped it from my build now, but if you guys still want to incorporate it, that's totally cool. No, let's just do this because screw it. Odds evens. Okay, thank God. I like had it in my mind, but like I wasn't actually. Oh, so drawing symbol. It's not that bad actually. We still have like plays available. Oh yeah, because like we can get out of our hand. Obviously, I was like, wait, we need our tigers still. So we can go ahead and just grab ourselves the Curious just to send our Orcust shenanigans. Mill 3. Alright, nothing, that's fine. Like, I'd rather mill that than mill, like, you know, Babel, or we already drew the crescendo, but Babel and, like, other stuff. Alright, so, yeah, we haven't, like, utilized any of our Lunalights, so, like, we can just do that now. And, yeah, like, in the cases where you don't have to get stuff out of your hand, like, you don't need to waste a barricade blocker, you can just use the Force Fix as, like, a material for something. So yeah, this grabs our Zephyros, and we have this still, so it's pretty nice. I'm just gonna grab Emerald Bird because we already have double check. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we did use Martin already, but we haven't used our Zephyros. Okay, so let's do this. Alright, so we can scale, bring this back. Then we can overlay for like a rank 4. And then we have Zephyr still. Perfect! So now we can do our other stuff, aka Orcusts. So yeah, let's go ahead and just summon this off of the harp. We can go Galatea with these two. We have Crescendo already, so I mean we're pretty good here. You could go IP with this too. It's just like I'm not like super familiar with IP like in practice yet. Like this is just what I'm more familiar with right now, but you certainly can. Oh, actually, what we could do here. I do kind of want to keep see, the problem is like you want the Dingirsu engraved for like the Babel stuff with IP, but you also want to like protect your Appaloosa, so it's like a little bit of a conflict there. But like you have this available, so like might as well not, right? Or might as well, like why not? And you have like this, so you can go ahead and like shuffle bag this to grab yourselves the Babel. I feel like this is like generally fine enough. So yeah, like we can do it this way too. Oh shoot. Dingirsu. So we can go ahead and overlay over top of the Galatea over the symbol, and then link off of these two into IP. So basically what you have here is you already have the Longirsu set up, so like that's kind of a way where you can like protect your Galatea from being run, or not Galatea, your Appaloosa from being run over by battle, is like you just send whatever. Or like because you have, actually the cool thing is like because you have Masquerena, like actually you don't have a hand with this, so like Masquerena's there's like not really a point to doing Masquerena, now that I think about it, because like you don't have a card to pitch for Unicorn. So yeah, actually that's probably not the best way to do that. So you could just opt to have like a Dingirsu protected, and that's actually like equally okay. So yeah, like a lot of things to consider. Yeah, this, like I said, like I'm not like super familiar with playing with IP Masquerena, but yeah, if you don't have a card in your hand and you already have Longirsu out, then it's probably not the best idea to make this thing. But yeah, just in general though, like this is kind of like what you can go for if you have like, you know, the proper setup. If we didn't like waste all of our dangers, then like we could have held the Jackalope, for example, and then just kept that in hand, which like would have completely led to a different outcome, but like we could have still played out the hand pretty well. And like if you want to like play specifically for Masquerena into Unicorn, then you want to make sure that you have a card left in your hand, so like that's another thing to consider. So it depends on what you want to end on. You have to do a lot of prior planning like within your combo line. So was that the 4th combo? I think that was the 4th combo. I'll do number 5. This is taking a lot longer than I expected, but whatever. We're in it, so that's gonna do it. Okay, so this is nice. This is like basically just like the combo I was showcasing. So I'm just gonna like shortcut a little bit. I'm not gonna like explain every little itty bitty action anymore, because you guys should be familiar. Nice thing with Call by the Grave is that like it stops like things like Maydek DD Crow, which has been coming up a bit. I'm not even gonna like officially swap. I'm just gonna, you know, detach. You know that's like the Jackalope's supposed to be underneath, but So yeah, yeah, we have to do it this way. It's kind of, this is like the bad way to do it. Like, this is like the not great way. I don't enjoy doing it this way, but it gets the job done. And like, you know, I said I was gonna shortcut, and then I like don't shortcut. But yeah, like the thing with this is that like if you don't have another extender in your hand, or like a way to just get cards out of your hand, then like it makes it so you have to use barricade board blocker a lot earlier, which is like fine in a lot of cases, but like you generally just don't want to have to be sacrificing that, because like that makes your curious kind of like 4 materials instead of 3, because like you're committing the barricade board blocker, which, you know, doesn't like feel that good to do, but it is what it is. And you know, you can only control so much. Oh nice, we hit a perfume, so that's pretty good. So oops, just things to consider, like you want to make sure that you have everything squared up and available for you. So here I can grab another tiger. Like I'm trying to think if like I want to do an IP play as well, but it's like really difficult to, you know, plan that far ahead if you're not accustomed to IP. Like I'm sure if I got more used to it, then it wouldn't be as big of an issue, but you know, it is how it is. We can like just do something like this. We have wand and we have harp, so we can go harp special a guy, and then wand special another guy, and then like we can leave the curious there, I guess. Like we could do IP if we left this in hand, question mark. We could like leave call by the grave in hand if we wanted to, like use IP. So it kind of just depends again on how you want to approach this. Like once you get to the point where you have your Orcust engrave, like it really is just, you know, it really is personal preference slash matchup specific. You know, it's matchup specific things to consider that you have to do. Oh, I summoned Symbol instead of Nightmare. Pretend that I did it that way. So yeah, like you could do it like in this order as well. That's not the way that goes. So you can well, you can make what's it called? You can make Dingirsu here and then like go into crescendo. That's like a thing you can do. So yeah. You know, it's not like I'm able to like talk while doing the combo, but yeah, there is a lot of things that you need to like think about actively. Is that okay? So this is pretty good. Trying to think. So yeah, this is fine. You have like Call by the Grave to play around, or like play through Ash, so that's fine. So yeah, we'll just do it this way. It's fine. Niera swap and takes too long in dueling books, so I'm just not gonna bother. Grab ourselves a search off Martin trigger. We can go ahead and summon Azathoth and go curious. Yeah. So yeah, let's send our harp here. Oh nice, we milled our babble. That's always unfortunate, but you know, it really happens sometimes. You haven't used Martin yet, so we can do that. Whoops, that's not what we want to do. We want to click the view button. And we can send, we can send whatever we want. It's fine. Yeah, we're pretty happy we drew Foolish Goods here in this case, because it allows us to kind of just play out of this awkward hand. Because like we can't make Barricade with this, like unless we forsake the Curious. But I really do not want to do that. So yeah, we can just like speed this up. Alright, so search and special is what we're doing here. Try not to make this like super tedious, but oh wait, that is not how you make Galatea. What? That is not a way to make Galatea. Hold on a second. Judge? Anyways, I just want to like show more things with Appaloosa. Like it would be cool if like it's always better to milk crescendo because like then you go Griffin and like set it back. Because like if you set Babble back, you can't activate it because Griffin doesn't allow you to. So like it's always better to milk crescendo than Babble. Because you can't get it back with its own effect either, because it can't be revived back. Or it can't be brought back the turn it was the same turn it was sent. So, yeah, a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is, I believe, on 2. So yeah, like you can just always do this, and we have this, and are we able to like go IP as well? Oh, but we got rid of the Babble though. Like we milled the Babble. That always sucks. That always feels bad, man. It always feels bad. We could like even just go like. Can we do 2 rank 4s this way? Not with the Dingirsu play, I don't think, because we don't have enough extenders. We can go Tornado and do it that way, I guess. If we like really were so inclined. Yeah, let's do it for fun because I haven't done it yet. So yeah, let's just do this for fun. Oops. So yeah, pop that, special that back, and then do the Orcust stuff. So, yeah. So as you can see, there's a lot of like options you can do. There's just a lot of different plays, and oh shoot, we didn't have to actually. Did we? Hold on a sec. Yeah, no, we did because we don't have a thing engraved for symbol. Yeah. So we have symbol set up, and then we can do this, and we have crescendo. Again, it would be a lot nicer if we had Babble, but you know, you can't. Not much you can do about it. I'm not sure how strong IP is in this build specifically compared to like pure Orcust, just because like pure Orcust does a lot of like Orcust grinding. And, like this deck can too, obviously, but like I feel like a lot of the time you kind of want crescendo to back up your board a lot, like in many cases. But you know, like this should be like pretty good in a lot of matchups. I don't know what combo we're on anymore. I think we're on combo. Or not combo, a test hand. I think we're on test hand 6, I want to say. I'm going to look back on this and be like, well, I was totally off counting. Okay, so this is a really weird hand. So, yeah. Let's just get into it. So, I don't want to send a Harp because we have Nightmare in hand, so like we can kind of mitigate that. You know, if we danger snipe the Martin, we're sick, but if it happens, it happens. 1, 3, 4 left through right. Please be 1. 1 or 4 would be nice. Of course we hit it, dude. We suck. All right, yeah. So this is kind of like a poop hand. You have to use a really terrible way. I hate that. I hate when that happens, but it is what it is. Let's think of what we spawn a summon. So. Like we can go Tiger, I guess. Do we have a way to like fix this? Like straight up, do we just have a way to fix this at all? I guess we can like do it this way, right? So like we can like use the Martin in our hand, which is disgusting. And then like scale this and then bring this back, I guess. It's a really awful way to do it, but it kind of gets there, I guess. So like you have Dweller, I suppose, and you have the Orcust play. It's like really terrible, but yeah, it's just summon symbol. Oh, I guess you wouldn't want to do a rank 4. I forgot it was Nightmare and not what's it called? Not Harp. If it was Harp, it would be a little bit more manageable. So I guess instead of like doing this, like you could do it this way too and just have crescendo, but it doesn't really do anything. Actually, you could still do it this way if you like really value the Babble, which I wouldn't fault you for. Like that's like perfectly valid. Yeah, we could just do it this way. We could just like add Babel instead of Crescendo. And that was a really bad hand, but like, you know, we kind of made it work. It wasn't great, but yeah. Obviously, like you see how many times I snipe myself with dangers, man. Like I just snipe myself all the time. But we have Eradicator, that's hard drawn plus Dwellers. I mean, like that's like not that bad. All right, that was a Swift 6th hand. All right, how long are we recording this session for? So this test hand portion alone has been like 37 minutes. So yeah, this video is gonna be quite long, but I'm sure you guys are used to that for me. So I don't ever feel like too horribly about it. Yeah, we could kind of play around Ash too, if we wanted to. All right, so let's say that like we don't want this perfume to get Ash. Obviously, it doesn't matter because they're foolish goods anyway. I'm just gonna show like an alternate line of play that you can do, if you wanted to like, you know, be a little cheeky. Like it is a little bit of a like, well, it's not like the greatest use of cards, but like you could do it this way. I guess actually no, I guess either way, like you're not in a great position against Ash anyway, but you could do it this way. So I guess you're first taking Serenade, but like you're making this easier, so it's like either way you're getting a trade out of it. But actually no, because of the fact that we have like such easy Serenade access here, like it's free. We just want to take it. Or disregard everything I said. We're doing the same thing that we always do. We're not doing anything spicy here. I want to do something spicy, but there's just no point. Like you don't need to, if you don't need to do it, then just don't do it. Just don't bother. So obviously the harp's under there as well. But yeah, we can bring this back. I'm just like super shortcutting. Oh, I guess instead of harp, if we're gonna do it this way, instead of harp, it should be jackalope that's underneath it, and we should have our other extender as well. I know this might be a little bit confusing, but like that's just kind of the way my brain operates, and I apologize. It's very confusing. So we have to resolve our second perfume now. All right. So yeah, this jackalope should be underneath here. This is kind of like the more like inside the mind of me right now. So let's see. We already have harp. So like we can go Eradicator because screw it. Let's do it for fun. Mill 3. We haven't used our Martin, and we have oh my god, we haven't used Martin, and we haven't used whatchamacallit. We haven't used Zephyrs either. So yeah, bring this back, bounce that, do this. And we do want to make Barricade not to discard stuff, but just to just to get into a Griffin play. Because I like drawing cards. I don't know about you, but I like drawing cards. Excuse me. So this, wow, we are so far ahead in the resources. This is insane. Yeah, we can do this way. And this is why you do a lot of solo mode testing, because like you'll do a lot of things where like, you just mess around like what I did there, and like it doesn't make any sense. Because like I like swapped around with the harp and like the jackalope, but long story short, it's still Jesus. It still ends up this way anyway. Like that's actually so redundant. It's not even funny. It is kind of funny, but it's like it's so unnecessary at this point. Let's think. What can we do here? So we have Zephyrs for sure. Let's just have 3 Tiger in a hand, because why not? Okay, so yeah, we can do it this way. Can move this here and summon ourselves a wait, what did I just do there? Hang on. Now I lost track of what I did. Hang on a second. Activate special summon Collider check. Oh yeah, special Collider check to make the Griffin. That's right. All right, so we're fine. I thought like I missed a step there. I'm like confusing myself at this point. We have Tornado Axis. We can like pop Tiger, and then we can like summon a guy back. And then we can like do the Orcust play from there if we wanted to. We can like also go Appaloosa, which is pretty funny here. So like we go Appaloosa and we still have like other stuff we can do. We have IP as well. So many options, man. So many options. I'm trying to think of like what the best play is. Alright, so let's just go for Dweller first and then see if like we can improve upon this. So let's go ahead and summon this. We have this. I want to actually end in an IP play that makes sense. Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and like use these. And we have this. So might as well. We could do Symbol. Does that make sense? We could do Symbol. We could go Long Gersu. Well, I kind of forsaked the wand there. Oh, but this just seems so much better though, because you get the double, you have the send. Oh yeah, it doesn't make sense to do IP here, because oh yeah, you're supposed to do Galatea first. I was trying to like think. Yeah, it's like this is fine because like the way that this ends up being is instead of IP, you already have like Longirsu, right? So it's like fine. Like you have Dweller, Dungirsu, Longirsu, Send, because you're already gonna banish Symbol and you have Eradicator. So like you have this as like get rid of all their spells. You have this to get rid of another card, and then you have Longirsu to get rid of another extra monster, and like this is blocking the other one, the Dweller, and you have Dweller itself, and you have Griffin as a floodgate. So like yeah, this like your opponent is probably not breaking this regardless, but I wanted to use IP, wasn't able to in a context that made like the most sense, at least the way I saw fit. But it is what it is. I believe this is combo number 8 now. You can see this is kind of getting a little bit redundant, but so Armageddon Knight's like always hard to evaluate because you don't know if your opponent's gonna like shotgun a hand trap on it or not. So it's like very hard to like properly assess. But like you can assume best case scenario and like test hands if you want to. Or like no, let's say that gets ashed. Let's say that this gets ashed, right? Alright, or yeah. So we're gonna have to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And see what gets us there. Of course, man. We're never lucky. Trying to think. Yeah, let's do it this way. So we have this here. Yeah, so we can play out of this. It's not pretty, but it's a way to do it. Cool thing is we don't have to go into Force Strix, which makes life a little bit easier on us. But yeah, so we always want to be safe, right? Like we go Barricade immediately, but we want to be safe around like Nibiru. Oh, prior to Azathoth, you do have to swap materials, because you need the what's it called, engrave, the Martin. Oh, but that like kind of diminishes the value of Martin, doesn't it? Oh, actually no, it's fine because we have Serenade anyway. Yeah, we're chilling. So we can go and do Barricade Board Blocker. We can pitch our Serenade, and then we can go ahead and do it this way. So yeah, we have Cloudchick now, and we can do it this way. Alright, awesome. So scale, summon, and then we can do this. So this makes Curious. Yeah, so not the prettiest way to do it, but it does do the job. It's like not the greatest way, but it's a way to do it. And sometimes like again, I assumed that I got hand trapped. Like I put the hand trap upon myself. So that's pretty cool. Oh my god, we milled the crescendo, or not crescendo, Babel. And we drew the crescendos. We don't get any value of Galatea. That sucks. Man, that sucks so bad. But what can you do sometimes? It happens. I want to kind of be a little cheeky here. No, we already used Martin and we already used Zephyrs. I don't think there's any room to really be cheeky here. Yeah, this is the same like rank 4 scenario. And because we only have the crescendo and we don't have battle access anymore, this definitely sucks, but you do what you gotta do, I guess. So not the prettiest, but it gets there, kind of. So yeah, like in this instance, you have to go ahead and send the wand. I do believe, yeah. And you don't get any value out of this perfume this turn, but you do get value next turn, so that's like fine. Actually, this doesn't do anything either. This is, because like we don't have access to symbols, so like that sucks a bit. Yeah, we can just do it this way, I suppose. Like we don't have Dingirsu, so like sucks. But yeah, that hand was like also really awkward. But you just kind of play out of it. Like, if we didn't mill Babel, that hand was fine. That hand was like totally good if we didn't mill Babel. But you know, sometimes you just don't get lucky. Alright, this is an example. Like, you want to scale Tiger in hands like these, where you need dangers to pop off, and we're obviously relying on the danger resolving here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times are we gonna snipe our own dangers, dude? That's actually kind of ridiculous, man. Whatever. So yeah, we're always gonna try and be safe. We have to normal summon Martin. That's how you know things are going bad. But it's okay. This is a realistic showcasing. We're not rigging anything. We're always sniping our own dangers. And this is of course in the moment. This is real time. I'm not doing a voiceover in case that wasn't obvious. But anyway, it's basically the same line as we just did, isn't it? So yeah, we just have yeah, it's basically the same thing. Because we don't have Cloud Check. So yeah, we just go Barricade. We do have to send both these to grave somehow. We drew Zephyr's Land, I just noticed. That's fine. I think it's more important to get this in here? Question mark, I think. Yeah. That seems correct. I'm like going off of instinct all the time when I do these, so it's kind of like my initial reaction. Alright, so we have this. We can go Curious. Oh, but we don't have a way to... We could do something interesting. I don't like what I'm about to do, but we can do it. Is that even a good play, though? Like, is that even good? Question mark. Maybe? Nightmare, send, special, overlay, make Babel. Do it that way. That's a really crappy play. We just send Harp instead. Alright, so I'm gonna show you like what I was considering doing. Oops, which is like this. Obviously, you're gonna mill, but I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna reset this game state. Oh my gosh, dueling, but please. Alright. Anyway, so this is like what I was like low-key considering, was just like doing it this way. Put a Griffin in the EMZ, pitch that, set the Eradicator, you can't draw, and then go Nightmare, banish to mill Harp, banish to summon Symbol, and just do it this way, and then do Babel into a Dingirsu. So that's like what I was low-key considering doing, but I'm like, nah, that's like really not that good. So I do believe we had this as our hand, and we were sending off Curious. So I think I'm just gonna send Harp instead. Yeah, that seems. Oh my God! Stop milling Babel, please. Like milling Babel makes life like infinitely harder. Yeah, so like, we can go to rank 4 and just go like Emanon Galatea again, but like that's like so underwhelming. And we have this kind of stuck in our hand, which doesn't do us any favors right now. Did I mill 3? Yeah, I did. That's why I milled the freaking Babel. So you can do it this way, which is like the bad way to do it, but I mean, oops. Gallus should be in the grave, obviously. So you can do it like this way, and that's like meh. It's not very good, to be honest. Like, you go Appaloosa before any of that. Or no, actually no, never mind. It doesn't matter. Like whether you go Appaloosa or Dweller, it's like you're committing to the monsters into something you don't want to link away. So it's like not that great. And then obviously you would use Gala to get Crescendo, but yeah. So you're seeing some of the more awkward hands and why like I'm like on and off about this deck. For those guys who have stayed this long to the video, first off, thank you. And second, I am actually playing around with like a pure Lunalight build because I saw that it topped London. It was like it was like closer to a pure build, and I definitely want to revert back to that because I just think it's more consistent actually. Like you just draw so many weird hands in this like iteration of the deck. Okay, thank you for not whiffing finally. And then we're gonna trigger that. Oh, perfect, beautiful, easy peasy. We haven't normal summoned yet either. Yeah. Ooh, we can do. Ooh, what if we did, yeah, what if we did this way? Alright, so add this and this. Normal summon. Oh, that's gonna be your, but yeah, that would be your 5th summon. Like this is our 5th summon, or fourth. This is our 4th summon. But if we want to like do the material swap and like summon with Emerald, that'd be the 6th. Or like that would be the 5th, and Asla would be the 6th. But I kind of want to just extend as far as I can, to be honest. I just want to like say screw it. So pretend Nessie's underneath, and we're gonna trigger Emerald before doing that. I just want to see how far I can go with this kind of hand. So yeah, we can like send Eradicator because this looks pretty good right now. Mill 3, please don't be Crescendo. Beautiful. Oh my god, we got Zephyrs in there too. Sick, nasty. That is sick. Alright, we haven't used Martin, and we haven't used Zephyrs, and we haven't used Serenade Dance, and we have a Jackalope. Let's make some plays. So we can do this and summon our Kaleido Chick. We can like send more stuff if we want to. Not too big of a deal. I'll just go straight up into Appaloosa. Screw it. Or you know what? Oh no, we need Griffin. Oh yeah, no. We can't do it this way. Nope. Backtrack. Backtrack. Forgot we were sending the Eradicator. Right, let's do this first. I do want the draw. Yeah, I want the draw. We had Jackalope anyway, so that's fine. Alright, let's do it this way. Yeah, so let's hope we don't draw Crescendo. Alright, perfect. Jackalope effect nets us a Snack, or not a Snack, nets a Snacks in our hand. And we have not used our Martin yet, so we can go ahead and do that. Alright, so we won't end on Appaloosa, I don't think, but okay, so I'm trying to think. Oh, we have Symbol Engrave too. Jeez, that's like insane. Alright, okay, so let's go into Gala here. Whoops. We like Wand special back. Oh, we don't have enough spaces. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, we just don't have the spaces right now. Okay, what if we left the Nessie here and used a barricade? Does that change anything? Kind of leaves the Nessie on here, doesn't it? So like we actually didn't need the Nessie for this play. Like we can go banish to go this, and then bring back this, I think. Oh, we can go IP. But oh, we need a tribute of Eradicator. No. Yeah, that's like the problem with like Eradicator and IP. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But we can try. Yeah, IP doesn't work here either. God, that's like so sad. Like we could tribute the Long Gears too, I guess. Yeah. I guess actually the funny thing is if you play Bigfoot instead of and summon it off the Jackalope instead of the Nessie, like you can tribute the Bigfoot, and like that way you could go. Actually no, we don't have the monsters anyway. Like we want to keep the snake in hand, right? So yeah, like, this is pretty good anyway. So I think that was test hand number 9. I think I'm just gonna do one more regardless. I don't know if I lost track. Part of me knows I'm like not gonna like actively check anyway. I just like doing test hands, so like I don't really care too much. Okay, so this is like a hand that loses to Ash, but you know, you take what you can get, I suppose. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what order we do this in. Like it does or it doesn't. Yeah, that's fine. Like if Tenga gets Ash, like we're okay. If we got like DD Crow, that sucks. Like DD Crow is like something to like legitimately fear, by the way, in this deck. It just sucks when your stuff gets DD Crow'd. Because like there's so many good targets to DD Crow. Let me just do it this way. And then we can go for a Nyarla play. Yeah, this is fine. Actually, you know what? Instead of searching first, we're just gonna go Nyarla to pitch this Nightmare. This plays around Ash too. So like the reason why we would do this is like to swap the materials now. Like we lose a card by discarding, like it seems less efficient, but like we gain value in terms of like playing around hand traps. So like that's like okay. Yeah. Oh, we have Serenade Dance in our hand too, obviously, which we'll pitch right now. Excuse me. Whoops. Oh, yeah, and I think we don't have an extender here, so how do we mitigate that? I think the answer is we can't really mitigate that too well, which is a little unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. Do we want to do it that way? Like, as in, do we want to pitch this? I think we actually do. So yeah. We go ahead and use this now. That should be in defense. I've been going for quite a while here, and I took no breaks for, like, cutting or anything, so I'm, like, straight up just going. It's just me. Doing my thing. And yeah, I do miss this, actually. I do miss making videos. I'm sorry I went AWOL again. But yeah. Did I ever finish what I was gonna say? I said like in the middle of like one of my other comments like thank you for watching this video, by the way. I was like, oh, I sniped a danger or something. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think I did finish what I was gonna say there. I was yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that like I was going back to like a more pure Lunalight build. Yeah, I do believe I mentioned that like briefly. Oh, we can't do the thing that I want to do. At least not the way that I'm trying to do it. Poop on a stick. Let's think. Yeah, let's just go the more, I guess, safe route, so to speak. Yeah. Oh yeah, because like the way my ratios work out, they don't really work out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. How many times do I mill Babel off this? How many times do I mill Babel? And how many times do I snipe my own dangers? Somebody keep count and like comment, please. This is like unreal. Oh god, I'm like almost out of Orcust. Like it's bad when you mill every one of your Orcust names, but luckily we have one more harp. So like what do we have to do? We have to like do this. And we have to like oh, we can't shuffle back anything. That's so sad. We milled too many Orcusts in this hand, but you guys get the general idea though, I think. And we milled Babel too, so it's like whatever. Like, whatever. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Like, this would be like crescendo, and like you can technically, I guess, symbol back something, but like there's no point. Well, is there a point? Like you can like, I guess, symbol back this, I guess. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a crescendo. I already shoveled back the wand. Oh, actually no, you shouldn't shovel back the wand if you want to do it that way then. I guess like do this. This doesn't make any sense. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. Hang on a second. Like how do you like manage with dealing to or milling too many Orcusts? Let's think, because I've never actually milled this many Orcusts. So I guess like the best course of action would be to like recycle this. This would be a case where double Galateo will be superior to Galateo Longirsu. How about that? That doesn't really happen like too frequently. But yeah, like you can go and use your harp now because you haven't used it yet. So this is a case where double Gala beats Gala Longirsu. So like in the case where you had like double Gala, you would do this. Actually, no, this is fine too. You just don't get to end on the Dingirsu, but like you would like make a second Gala with the other two Orcusts and then just slap a thing on top of that. But, like this technically works. It's just like a really stupid way of doing it. But yeah. All right, so that's gonna be it for this combo video and test hand video. Again, I apologize for being absent for quite a while. I will definitely be back on making content. I was busy quite a lot this week, but things should be clearing up pretty soon, and I do want to make videos for you guys, I promise. And I am kind of itching for a bit of diversity in my content, so you probably will see more things in Lunalights on this channel for a little while. I'm not gonna like stop Lunalight content, but like I'm definitely going to do other stuff because right now like it's kind of like it's not really the off season for me, but I just don't have that many events to go to, so I'm kind of like toning it down, and I'm not like hardcore like practicing meta right now, so I'm kind of down to just chill and like try some stuff out and do some cool stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitch. All three links in the description as always. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. Surprise, remembered my outro. See you guys.